Good evening. I am Toy Monique Hawkins. As a creative and a businesswoman, I develop and produce television, films, and literature, mostly by bringing together other creatives and teams of individuals or businesses so that we can deliver an experience, and we do that from a very intimate distance. Kind of an oxymoron, I think. Maybe, a little bit. But it's truly a remarkable gift. When characters land with an audience, or storylines relate in ways that make viewers cry, make them laugh, invokes fear, a little bit of hope. Yeah. You know, those outcomes, those emotions, those satisfactions, they are intended from the very beginning, at ideation, the moment a thought sparks with a creative. They're hoping that the person they get to share their work with can feel something. An intimacy, a closeness. Today, I'll share how distant intimacy affects and improves creativity. And for any non-creatives here, I'll cover some fundamentals that can be applied to your relationships, your careers, your faith, and within ourselves. My aim is to bring self-awareness and intentionality. You can apply it to whichever area you deem is most in need. That is your right. You know, we have all experienced distant intimacy, whether it was with a pen pal. In long distance relationships, yeah, those work for me. Or during the pandemic while we were all socially distanced. And we've all seen them. We've all seen distant intimacy in films like The Lake House. Any Sandra Bullock fans? Dear John, or the Patrick Swayze Demi Moore classic, Ghost. The success of these will they, won't they creative works, while subjective, it hinges on their ability to deliver on audience expectations. This is because of our own desires and experiences. You know, there was a study done by Psychology Today, and it suggests that there are only 4 proxemic distances that people tend to keep. What are proxemics? Well, proxemics are the study of how people perceive space and distance, and how that affects communication, interaction, and ultimately decision making. According to this study, we keep a distance of 10 feet for strangers. Thanks to the pandemic, 6 feet for social distancing, and between 18 inches and 4 feet for our peers, our family, and our friends, but less than 18 inches for our most intimate relationships, our significant others. Now pause for a moment and think about your own relationships based on these findings. Do they apply to you? Is that measure pretty close? Are they reflective of what you experience physically or psychologically? You know, not everyone has had a pen pal. It's been ages since many people have picked up a pen and a piece of paper. And I'm sure not everyone has been in a long distance relationship. Sadly, someone in this room today has never seen Ghost. Don't put your hand up. So think about how many of our peer and work relationships changed when we were adapting to Zoom life. Okay, everyone can remember that. Some people are still enduring it. For me, a fan of networking and great eye contact, there was a sudden discomfort, then fatigue, then an unexpected closeness. We were distant but intimate. And in many instances, it was forced, making me very good, very good at why we were off camera that day. Personally, in my past dating experiences, I would find it challenging to achieve balance between my interests and passions and showing up for my significant other. When choosing the relationship, I began to crave physical distance. I'd value those work trips. I look forward to some solo vacations, and I would steal an extra few minutes when I pulled into the garage just before I went inside. Am I alone? No, don't raise your hand, please. Keep the peace. Whatever would force us apart when our yearning was, or our habit was, togetherness. I was somewhere between absence making the heart grow fonder and familiarity breeding contempt. My point is, whether it's platonic in business or romance, whether fiction or nonfiction, be it one's own experience or witness to the art that imitates life, we all are affected by distance and our quest for or maintenance of intimacy. You know, to truly achieve intentional closeness, one must become familiar. One must become authentic. Dare I say, one must become vulnerable. Sure, it is possible to navigate life, relationships, and your career, all of those endeavors wearing a mask. But shouldn't we all seek freedom? Isn't it more freeing to move about your life, your love, and your entire existence without fear of rejection? Without fear, period? Yes, it is. In my field, it's the work that dares to be most authentic. It's creatives that access their vulnerability and allow it to show up on the page and ultimately the screen. It is then that we can truly connect with audiences intimately. Then that we can inspire that satisfying outcome we hoped for from the very beginning, be that catharsis, joy, laughter, inspiration, or escapism. Why is this important? Why is this important in creativity? Well, in relationships, distance has the ability to force thoughtful and purposeful communication, resulting in greater connection and understanding of one another. Isn't that beautiful? Now, beautiful as that sounds, this is probably a good place for me to mention that distant intimacy is not meant to be lasting or long-term. Please don't tell your partner, I said that you should separate for a while. I did not say go on a break. Ross and Rachel. Being in that state too long may very well have an unintended effect. The recommendation is the film Ghost, not ghosting. Creatively, distancing from distractions, from routines, even from those relationships we so adore. It can allow intimacy with oneself and ultimately the creative work being unearthed. It is when I am far, far from the demands of day-to-day life and I have a 4-year-old. It's then that I'm able to immerse myself in the worlds, the characters, the storylines that inspire me. Even while I'm dreaming, distanced from my conscious mind, I'm closest to the thoughts, visions, and the ideals that affect me most. Lieberman's construal level theory, or CLT, calls this psychological distancing. It results in enhanced creativity, which affects how we think and make decisions. So whether it's spatial, temporal, or even spiritual, we can imagine future events, distant places, more creative outcomes. And once we can imagine them, then we can conceive them. So with that, take time and space. Reflect on yourself, on your needs. Give yourself permission. Determine where you can benefit from distant intimacy. Again, there are caveats. Keep a notepad by your bed. Jot down your dreams as soon as you wake up. The moment you wake up, don't scroll, put the phone down, just grab pen and paper. If you try to put it in your phone, you just may get distracted. Pay close attention to what your subconscious mind is desiring, what you are showing you that you're afraid of and need to overcome, what you've been processing and not realizing has been having an effect on you, on even your sleep, on your creativity, on your productivity, on your love, on your passion, on your dreams, on your everything. Be vulnerable. Vulnerable enough to get to the truth of who you are. What matters to you? What are you meant to contribute to the world, to those in your sphere? Whether it's large or small or a dot, it matters. Your contribution matters. Your creativity matters. Your life matters. Your purpose matters. You matter. Essentially, connect with what the Creator has created in you to create. Thank you.